Have you ever picked up a prescription, glanced at the label, and thought, okay, take one tablet twice a day, and that was the end of it? It's not. So the truth is, taking a medication isn't just about swallowing the pill. It's about how you take it, when you take it, and what you take it with, and what else you're putting into your body. So I'm Dr. Suzanne Soliman. I'm a pharmacist professor, and over the years, I've counseled thousands of patients, and I've noticed something very interesting. The people who get the best results from their medications aren't necessarily taking different medicines. They're taking them more wisely. So today I'm going to share 15 pharmacist secrets that I wish every patient knew before taking their medication. These simple tips, they can help make your medications work better, and they can reduce side effects and help you avoid common mistakes. So let's get started. Number one, always take your pills with a full glass of water. I know it sounds simple, but it's one of the most common mistakes I see. Many people swallow a pill with just one sip of water or sometimes no water at all. And I was really guilty of this. I was doing this all throughout college. I would just pop an Advil and I wouldn't even have water. I would just swallow it. And now looking back at what I was doing, I cannot believe I did that. So a full glass of water actually helps move the medication from your esophagus into your stomach where it's supposed to go and be dissolved. Certain medications can actually irritate your esophagus if they get stuck, causing pain or even injury. So you gotta drink a full glass or at least 4 ounces of water. Some will say 8 ounces. You want to make it a habit to just drink this water every single time you take a pill or a supplement, whatever kind of pill, medication, prescription, not prescription. And it's probably one of the easiest changes that you can make. The second thing is that food can change how your medication works. So people often assume that every medication should be taken with food, but that's not true. So some medications are absorbed better on an empty stomach. Others should absolutely be taken with food because food improves absorption or it could reduce stomach irritation. So you always want to ask and make sure you're doing what's correct. You don't just want to decide, okay, I have to take this with food. You really want to look at it and determine. And some, it really depends on what you do every day. So the habits you do every day. So if you're eating food within 30 minutes of taking the pill, you might have to do that every day. So your prescription label might tell you if you should take it with food or on an empty stomach. There's usually a really good reason and it will tell you the answer, or you can check with your pharmacist rather than guessing. You don't want to guess at this at all. The third thing is you should never crush or split a medication unless you know it's safe. And we get this question a lot. I get this question a lot. Some of my friends will even text me this question, can I cut this? Is it okay to crush? What can I do? So just because the pill is large, it doesn't mean it's okay to crush, especially if a medication is extended release or enteric-coated. So those specific coatings are designed to release the medication slowly if it's extended release. So it's designed to work over 24 hours. So a little bit gets released throughout. And the other one is designed to protect it from stomach acid. So enteric-coated means that it's going to be protected so that it can go through the stomach and not get dissolved and be harmful. And it's really designed to protect it so that the medication survives. If you crush these medications, you might end up releasing the entire dose at once or prevent the medication from working the way it was intended to work. So you always want to ask before you crush or you split a medication. That's really, really important. Number 4, do not lie down immediately after taking certain medications. Some medications can irritate your esophagus if they don't make it into the stomach quick enough, and it's really important to know this. Certain medications, your healthcare professionals might recommend staying upright for a period after taking them, like 10, 15 minutes, 1 hour, sometimes even longer. And if you have a medication that can cause heartburn or throat discomfort, ask whether the body position matters after taking it. Number 5 is vitamins and supplements can interfere with medications. So one of the biggest myths that I see as a pharmacist is that supplements are always harmless. Calcium, magnesium, iron, zinc, and even some of the herbal products can interfere with how certain medications are absorbed. And it doesn't necessarily mean you can't take them both, but sometimes you just need to separate them, sometimes by a few hours, sometimes by, some in the morning, some in the evening. So you really want to ask your healthcare team about every single supplement you're taking and inform them that you're taking a supplement or vitamin because it can interact with your medications. And sometimes they can interact with each other. So if you're not on any medications or prescription medications or over-the-counter medications, they might interact with each other. Number 6, your pharmacist is your medication expert. So a lot of people just think the pharmacist is the person who hands you the prescription. But in reality, pharmacists spend years of studying medications, their interactions, their side effects, dosing, and how you should take them. So even if you're ever confused about your medication, you don't want to rely just on AI or social media. You really want to ask your pharmacist, and that's exactly what we're trained to do. So I think that's really important. Number 7, read the active ingredient, not just the brand name. So a lot of flu, cold, allergy, pain medications, they contain the same active ingredients. For example, you might see 2 products that both contain acetaminophen without realizing it. And it can actually cause a problem because, it can prevent, if you're taking multiple, you're going to duplicate it. You can take higher doses that you don't need. Some medications, some of these products can also have a lot of diphenhydramine, which could put you to sleep more. So you really want to ask and read the active ingredient so that you're not having accidental duplication, and also you can reduce the risk of side effects, drowsiness, different things that could happen if you're taking too much. Number 8, timing matters more than most people realize. So should you take your medication in the morning, at night, with breakfast, before bed? The answer always depends on the medication. And some medications work best when they're taken at the same time every day. And others might be easier to tolerate, like we talked about with food, or even if it's before sleep or in the morning. So the best schedule is the one that fits your lifestyle and helps you remember to take the medication consistently. So you want to look into when you sleep, if you're a night shift worker or if you're not, if you're, a regular, you sleep in the evening, that also impacts it. But it's really important to take your medication at the correct time, and that impacts it. Number 9 is don't stop a medication just because you feel better. And I think this happens all the time. Someone starts feeling better and then they're like, oh, I don't need this medication anymore, especially with antibiotics. They're just done. Oh, 3 days and I feel much better and I'm great. Or yeast infection medication. But medications need to be taken for the full prescribed course. Others need to be, gradually reduced rather than suddenly stopped, certain like SSRIs or antidepressants. So if you're thinking about stopping a medication, always talk with your healthcare provider first before you do, because it can just cause another problem if you just, a cascade of future problems if you don't just, do it properly. Either, have to reduce the amount you're taking or taper it or stop it gradually, or if you just want to finish your antibiotics till you're done. Number 10, this is very important. Keep an updated medication list. I can't tell you how many patients are not aware. And then when I was working in the ED or the emergency room, I had to call different pharmacies to say, can you please give me the list of medications for this patient? It's so important. You can store it in your cell phone. Just have the list. So if you ever have to go to the emergency room, think about it. Could you list out every prescription, vitamin, supplement, over-the-counter medication you take? Most people can't. So you just want to keep it. It's really important if there's an emergency, if you're traveling, or if you end up in the hospital. It's all very important. Number 11, store your medications correctly. So the bathroom medicine cabinet is probably one of the worst places to store your medication because of heat and humidity. Many medications could be kept in a cool, dry place away from direct sunlight. So you want to store them where they can help maintain their effectiveness and that they're going to continue working. You don't want to leave them in your car, for example, especially if you're living in Texas and it's very warm and hot outside or extreme temperatures. You just want to avoid that. Number 12, you want to learn the common side effects before they happen. So every medication has potential side effects, but that doesn't mean you'll experience them. So knowing the most common ones ahead of time can help you recognize what's expected versus what deserves a phone call to your healthcare provider. Knowledge helps reduce anxiety and prepares you to use your medication safely. So it's really important just to be aware of the common side effects before they happen. And number 13, you want to try to use one pharmacy. I always say this, one pharmacy. Know who your pharmacist is. Just like you know your physician or your prescriber, your nurse, know your pharmacist. If possible, fill all your prescriptions at the same pharmacy. I know sometimes PBMs are in charge and insurance companies are in charge and they're like, no, you have to fill this way, but it's really important to try to do this. And that's because your pharmacist can see all your medication history. They can identify drug interactions, duplicate therapies, dosing concerns, anything that could be missed. It's really important, and it's one of the best ways to add an additional layer of safety. Number 14, I would say, is that natural, the word, doesn't automatically mean safe. Yes, it could be natural, but there are risks still involved. Just like any other prescription medication, natural products still have risks, and you just want to be aware of them, just like you're aware of them if you're taking a prescription medication. So it's important. Natural could be better than a prescription, but you still want to know the risks of what you're taking. And for number 15, I would say use my before you pop a pill checklist. So before you take any medication, ask yourself these 5 questions. Why am I taking this medication? Number 2 is how should I take it? Number 3 is when should I take it? Number 4 is are there foods, supplements, or medications I should avoid? And number 5, what side effects should I know about? So if you can answer all 5 of those questions, you're already much more informed, and you're using a much more informed approach than most people, because that simple checklist can help you become an active participant in your healthcare instead of just following directions without understanding them. So I hope this video gave you practical tips that you can use starting today. My goal isn't to make people afraid of medications, but medications save lives every single day. My goal is really to help you use them safely, effectively, and confidently. If you found this video helpful, subscribe, because every week I'm going to share practical healthcare advice to teach you how to think like a pharmacist. And remember, before you pop a pill, know what you're putting in your body.